Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got a video today from Datingwright.
Why is it if you're out in public, right, and you see a girl, give them a little smile, why don't you just like start a conversation?
There's an epidemic of men not approaching women at the bar. Let's talk about it. That's good.
But I've also seen with other best friends them.
Yeah, this is so funny that they make so many videos about this. Well, where are all the good men? Why aren't men approaching? We're just so lazy on our ass and we want men to do all the work.
Approach a girl and her be really horrible, even though I know they were so polite to her. So it's tricky, guys. I feel like there are issues on both sides.
I kept looking at him, like I kept giving him the hint, like, you know what I'm saying? And he just would not budge. But he kept locking eyes with me, and he would not walk up to me.
Comfortable, even some men are, to like walk up to you. It's like I've seen guys stare at me like the whole night, and I'm like, you are still never gonna fucking say anything?
Isn't that crazy?
It's so annoying.
Stare, like.
You know what's crazy? You know, like you women seeing men like that and you like them too and not doing anything either. You lazy bums.
As if you're supposed to make the first move.
Yeah, I'm like...
That's right, guys. We will continue to hold the line. It looks like a lot of women are finally ready to break, and we got them right where we want them.
Thank you to everyone who commented. I am still like very fascinated by this. I should have prefaced with saying I get approached a lot in public. And the comment about the audacity, the people who are approaching me, I don't want to be rude. I'll address that later because I don't know how to, I want to come up with a nicer way of saying this. I have a follow-up question. So again, this is for men who are dating, specifically for men who approach women in public. Yes, tell me, come here. Tell me more about yourself. Like what, why, how, who, what, where, why, how. I want to know.
I don't know what's going on, and somebody please tell me if you know. Like, men no longer approach women.
It's just like, oh my God, we're alpha men. As if you guys don't have social media yourselves, as you guys don't see all of the videos that other women post because they post it for you, the women that consume it all. And then all of a sudden, I just don't understand. I'm just a girl. I don't understand why it's like that. It just, come on.
Right? Like, you'll be somewhere and you'll catch a homie, like, staring at you, right, from across the room. Leave that vicinity and never say anything to you. And then somehow, some way, find a way to pop up on you, whether he knows you or not, and hint at maybe having some kind of interest in you. And then it's like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like,
do you like him back? He's looking for reciprocal feelings.
I need to know something because I want to know if it's just like where I live or if it's a universal thing.
It might be just you.
I just feel like men don't approach women anymore. And I want to know.
I feel like all these women just feel like men don't do it anymore, as if they don't have real statistics or videos to actually tell them why men aren't doing this. This is exactly why they don't really watch our content, nor do they care about our content. But we watch their content constantly so we can learn about them.
Is it just where I live? And I live in Rhode Island. So I want to know, like, do men approach women in other cities? Because I feel like when I talk to other women from different, like, cities, like, more, like, popular cities, men approach them. But, like, here, I just don't get that vibe. So I want to know. Because when I go into other cities, men approach me. But, like, here, it's like, I don't know. I don't get that vibe.
All right, this is a question for the men and the men only. If you see a girl that you think it's pretty, do you hesitate on going to talk to her? Do you start getting in your head thinking...
Like, you guys haven't had a clue. Even if we think anybody's pretty nowadays, we just don't even care enough to want to approach someone.
She might reject me. She might think I'm not cute, or...
No, we just straight up think it ain't worth the squeeze.
Do you not care about nothing and you risk everything and you go and talk to her? I need to know, just for research purposes.
That's why I'm like,
Sure.
okay, and that's why I wanted to talk about this with you, because I'm like, if I feel this way, there's so many other people in the world that are feeling this way. And if anything, more and more as like social media becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and dating apps, the more people feel uncomfortable to talk to you in real life. And I'm like someone that's very, very much like passionate about like, I have Raya, but like I've never went on a date from a dating app. Not that I like judge it or anything. I just have this weird internal knowing that like I'm gonna meet someone in real life, like organically through friends. It's how I've always met everyone. But then now it's like the more people are going on social media, the more uncomfortable even some men are to like walk up to you. It's like I've seen guys stare at me like the whole night, and I'm like, you are still never gonna fucking say anything?
Isn't that crazy?
It's
They'll
so
just
annoying.
Stare, like as if you're supposed to make the first move.
Yeah, I'm like,
that is so normalized. Yeah, I totally agree with you, because right now everyone is so behind the keyboards on the dating apps, like on the paywall platforms. Like there's so many ways that we're just disconnected.
They just think it's all internet and social media, keyboard stuff. No, it's not that. You treat men horribly.
From other people and losing, honestly, that sense of like that social aspect, that social lubricant, whatever it is that makes you be able to go around a room and talk to strangers and all this, that confidence essentially. And
men are no longer approaching women on the road. I feel like they've lacking confidence in that area now.
And I think the internet did that though, because I think
We don't lack confidence. The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
the internet makes them scared.
Because back in the day,
the internet makes them scared.
I think it's the internet.
Yeah.
They don't want to be put online. Say, oh, this creepy man stops
Give you an
me.
example. You go to a gym, yeah, that's male dominated.
Yeah.
How many men come and talk to you there?
None.
There you go. And you know why that is? Because a lot of them will go on TikTok, they'll see these videos.
Yeah, Joey Cool.
Yeah, they'll see the videos of women saying, "Alright, don't talk to men." Da, da, da.
Yep.
And then instantly,
Again, these women act as if they don't see these TikToks.
it just makes all of them go tunnel vision.
Guys, it has literally got so bad for women with this issue of men approaching that we even got little Miss Annie out here trying to explain it to women. Bless her heart.
Men are not approaching women because they're afraid of the woman calling him a freak or weird or creep or threatening, when he is probably, in most cases, just trying to have a simple interaction and get her number or start a conversation. But I've seen so
Most of the time, it just starts with a conversation. We don't know where it's gonna lead. If she likes us, great, we can move on. If she doesn't like us, we just back off.
many TikToks where a woman will go viral for telling a story about how a man came up to her and said something very normal, but she calls him a freak and calls him weird or threatening or whatnot, probably because she just didn't find him attractive. But at the same time that's happening, women really want men to make the first move because they want an assertive man who's brave enough to come talk to a stranger. So I totally understand both perspectives, but they clash.
Yep.
So what do we do about this scenario? No one's talking to anyone, no one's getting any numbers. What do we do?
There's an epidemic. There's an epidemic of men not approaching women at the bar. Let's talk about it.
That's good.
Thank you. I'm not really quite sure.
Translation. We go to the bar and nobody buys us drinks anymore.
Men are afraid of being rejected. We are not going to reject.
Some girls will.
You say it and then laugh and giggle as you say that.
Men are so afraid of being rejected, but I bet you 90%.
Women are so afraid of being rejected, you don't even make the first move.
Of the women will actually not reject you if you approach them right. And what's the right way? Not coming up to me saying, "Hi, what's your name?" and putting your hand out to shake my hand. Also, like, don't come off too strong. If you're like coming over and saying, "You're so beautiful," like, I'm immediately like scared. Yeah. Like, now I know your intention is you want to date me, even though you don't even know me. Yeah. Or that you want to hook up. That ain't gonna work. Regardless, like, I'm going to be nice to you and I'm definitely gonna give you a chance, but like, that might not result in like your end goal. I would still not consider that rejection. The best way to
They don't even consider those things rejection. Yeah, because you've never felt rejection in your life.
girl is approaching her the way that a girl would approach a man. And that is by approaching them as a stranger, just trying to like ask them something, or merging friend groups. You're not coming like solo. It's like a friend thing. I'm literally just looking to like be your friend, see what happens. You overheard what they were talking about, and you're like, that's
Right. Men are just gonna approach you just to be your friend.
a
Delusional.
crazy statement. And now, like, you're in their conversation. Now your friends are gonna join. Boom, now you're in. If guys were to start approaching girls that way,
It would be so much more casual.
but it doesn't feel like rejection.
No.
Real quick before I go into class, because I'm already late. But can someone explain
That brother just came out of nowhere.
to me why men will see you in person out, have multiple opportunities to interact with you, right? I'm not talking about we at a, Usher concert and it's thousands of people and you see me across the room. I'm talking about we're in a small, intimate setting. We're at a lounge. We're at a bar. We're at a Friendsgiving. Whatever the case may be, right? They see you for hours. They don't show any interest. They don't say anything. And then when the night is over, after they've seen you all night, had multiple opportunities to interact with you, they get on their phone and send you a message. Or they send your friend a message to be like, yo, your friend that had the blue shirt, tell her like, you saw me all night and said nothing. Why?
Some men really don't approach women anymore because of social media, and they know that they might be able to find you online or find women that look like you online, so they never feel like they're at a loss because all they have to do is go on social media and DM a few people and they have motion. And that's sad, because back in the day, if you saw a woman, you better go say something to her, because you don't know, like, you didn't know if you were going to ever see her again. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now, she hit it on the head. Women put it in easy mode for men just to approach them, in the DMs. It's easier. It's more discreet. Guys don't have to feel like they're going to be publicly embarrassed. And most importantly, women reply back. So ladies, if you don't like men hitting you up in the DMs, tell women to stop responding to men in the DMs. But we all know they're not going to do that because they need any type of male validation.
I truly believe that social media has ruined how men court women. Like, when you meet guys in person, a lot of the times they do
Social media ruined it because you keep posting us on social media and blasting us when we do approach.
not know how to approach you, but online they're so quick. It's easy for them. Type. I like to meet people in person rather than social media because I have a little personality on social media, and I don't like people to approach me based off of that instantly because they sexualize it. But in
Oh, so your personality is all sexual, but you don't want people to view you that way. You played yourself.
person, it's like, it's raw, uncut, the natural, real vibe. So it's like, that's what I like. But these men do not be knowing how to approach. It's just like, they be real shy. They don't know what to say. It's like, So that's when I know, like, if I really am interested in someone, because they'll approach me and they know how and everything's cool.
See, just saying all of these things, it's only the Chad Rose and the Tukis of the world that are going to have these skills because they approach constantly because they don't care.
And they pull me in. That's what I like. I don't really like meeting.
This is why they end up with the Chad Rose and the Tuki types all the time, because those are the ones that are approaching them.
People online.
One thing that grinds my gears just a tad bit is when a guy is in my inbox and he's like, hey, hi, what's up? Y'all men gonna have to learn how to approach women another way than saying, hey, hi, and what's up.
So we're not even supposed to greet you? Should we just say, hey, let me clap your cheeks?
Y'all have nothing else? Nothing?
How else are you supposed to first message someone without a hi?
Else to say?
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Why don't this generation of men like to approach women nowadays? I was just out at park, right? And this guy, like, literally he was looking at me when he walked in. And then we kept locking eyes with each other.
You might have been just looking at those hoop earrings and trying to, what you call it, weigh out the risks.
And he was cute. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he was attractive. But as a woman, I just don't believe in the woman approaching the man. So we literally kept locking eyes. Like, I kept looking at him. Like, I kept giving him the hint. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he just would not budge. But he kept locking eyes with me. And he would not walk up to me. And I'm noticing it's a recurring theme. Like, the young men in this generation, they're
learning.
Do not approach women. Unless it's through social media. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, they will stare you down. Like, I fucking you and all of that. And they will not approach you. But they'll somehow find your Instagram, or they'll like see you out again. The good thing about the DMV is it ain't small, but it ain't big. So if you see somebody, like if you always out and you like, see the same people every time you go out, you know what I'm saying? You see somebody attractive that you like, you're going to see them again. Like,
no, you're not. You rarely see the same people when you go out. The world is huge.
It's inevitable. And these guys, they'll see you out. They'll find your Instagram or like, I don't know. And they'll try to press you that way. But I'm like, nigga, you was just looking, like you was just eye fucking me in the fucking function. And now, and you didn't want to speak, but now you want to DM me. Like, what's up with that? Like, who's going to be the men? Who's going to be the women in this generation? Because I just don't understand why.
Oh, I thought men and women were equal in this generation. I didn't know we had to play our own roles.
Why guys don't like approaching women. The only guys that approach women are, I don't like to call nobody ugly, but like the bums, or niggas that I am not attracted to. The guys that don't have shit to offer but dick and barely that. Like,
those are the ones that don't care about being called creeps.
They're the only ones that's bold enough to
correct
address a woman. But this guy I was looking at, I feel like I'm about to leave anyway for Charlotte, but I feel like shit. It's only fun when you young. You only live once. Like, these guys do not press. They don't approach you. Like, this happened to me at a friend cookout. Like, why do I always have to approach the guy? Why y'all expect the women to approach? Like, do y'all have social anxiety? Are y'all scared? Like, I'm not a mean
Why can't you approach? Do you have social anxiety? Are you scared?
person. I don't look mean. These guys.
You look like you have an attitude. Just looking at your hoop earrings.
Guys just don't want to approach women these days.
Women cannot be that upset about men not approaching anymore, especially when they know that they still have men in their DMs coming at them approaching that way. You got to take what you can get, ladies. At least the man is hitting you up in your DMs, and you want to complain about that too?
No, unfortunately, it's not okay to blame women. Because if you're in a space where it's socially acceptable to talk to women and you still choose not to, for whatever reason, then at that point it's your fault. And I think that it's okay to acknowledge that some of us do have rejection wounds, right?
So you never want to talk to men, so it's your fault.
Rejection's not easy. But if you're in a space where you can heal that rejection wound and put into practice what it is to actually talk to people who you may be afraid to talk to, because usually it's not acceptable for you to talk to them, then you have to put that into practice. You can't just...
It's the same thing to you, lady. It's not acceptable to approach men or talk to men. Yeah, maybe put that into practice.
Keep saying, well, women are the reason why I can't talk to women. And you're in a room full of women who are waiting for you to talk to them. Like, babes, like, do the work. Be the change that you want to see.
Shut the hell up.
The reality is that social media has changed things. And it's changed things for men and women, because I've even had male friends, male family members who are both Muslim and non-Muslim say that they are more likely to get a response from a girl through a DM, let's say on Instagram, than a positive feeling from necessarily approaching women, which is interesting. I'm always interested to know how men feel about it, because I agree with you. Like, the concept of being approached in public is much nicer and feels so much more organic than apps or DMs. But I also have heard, and this is just my experience from guys that I've spoken to, say, we see the TikToks of girls being like, when I'm in the gym, I'm there to train, don't disturb me, don't approach me. And they're like, oh, maybe she really doesn't want to be approached. Or if I'm out shopping on the weekend and I say hi to someone, I don't want her to feel, uncomfortable, or that I'm being scary or threatening in any way. So it's a tricky line as far as what I've learned from men. The huge caveat is obviously if a guy is going to approach a girl in public, to do so politely. But I've literally seen it. Actually, at university, me and my friends were hanging out. We all went for Thai food after class. And one of our friends, he had a crush on the waitress who was in the restaurant. So we were all standing outside the restaurant after, like, hesitant to leave or not, because he hadn't spoken to her. And me and my girlfriend, we literally said to him, you have to go in. Like, we are girls. We are telling you it is okay. We literally said to him, just tell her, like,
you guys set this man up.
Hi, I think you're beautiful. Like, I'd love to get your number and catch up. So go for coffee or dinner sometime. And he did. And she literally said to him, she said, oh, I'm so sorry, I have a boyfriend, but like, you were so polite. So she even did give him that, like, kudos for being polite. Okay. But I've also seen with other best friends, them approach a girl and her be really horrible, even though I know they were so polite to her. So it's tricky, guys. I feel like there are issues on both sides. If girls want to be approached, I feel like we want to be approached respectfully. But
men usually do approach you respectfully.
Have to also acknowledge that men do fear rejection. I would fear rejection. I mean, the thought of going up to someone is intimidating. But I would do it, honestly. I'm just a confident person. But as a girl, sometimes you just don't want to have to do that. It doesn't feel very feminine.
I'm confident. I can do it. I'm a girl, but because I'm a girl, I don't want to do it.
Not very. You just want to be the one that's chased. But I give grace to guys for also not feeling like they want to approach people anymore. And I do think that social media has changed things. I think in some ways it connects us. In some ways it totally disconnects us.
Bars and clubs are for single people, okay? Make sure you pay attention, because when I'm right, I don't say it twice.
Right.
I'm here to tell you now. Friday night, I walk up to you. Sorry, I got a boyfriend.
Why the fuck are you here?
I don't know.
And I understand everybody's like, oh, well, all the girls are like, oh, I just want to hang with my homegirls. I just want to kick it, have a good time with them. You couldn't do that at brunch? You know what I'm saying? Activities exist outside the bar and clubs.
Hot shit!
You could have went to putt-putt. All right, now that's why I keep
Putt-putt's fun.
trying to reiterate that bars and clubs are for the single.
This nigga preaching.
And it counts for all people. I just want you to know that. It's not just for women. It's not just for the men. Yeah. It's for everybody, okay? If you in a relationship, stay home. It ain't hard. And then it's always, oh, where your man at? Oh, he's at the crib right now. He's at home right now.
I mean, you can go eat. That's what I do. When I'm in a relationship, what I really do is just go out to eat all the time, because that's all I really do anyways. I don't go to clubs or bars or anything. I'm usually trying to work majority of the time, going to events and stuff, so.
Be there too.
He was actually cooking with that. I never really heard that theory before, that, if you got a boyfriend or somewhere, why are you in this club? Take your behind home. Or if anything, just put a big ribbon around you that says, I got a boyfriend, I got a man. Let guys know you got a man before they even approach you. Women need to find a way to put a big sign on their forehead to let guys know they got a man and don't want to be approached. But the rub is, some women, not all, who are in relationships and go to these clubs and bars, maybe she's looking for a little attention that night. Maybe she wants a man to come up and give her some validation and she can feel like she still got it. Is that a possibility, that a lot of these women who are in relationships, they go out looking for that attention, trying to get guys to approach them just to see if they, just to make them feel good and make them feel like they still got it? I don't know. It's just a thought.
I'm almost positive that a lot of 30-year-olds go to the bars and clubs exactly for that reason.
I see in my algorithm all these women saying, why don't men approach women in public anymore? And it just keeps popping up, and I want to explain why. And this is specifically for men probably over the age of 35 to probably 55 on why we don't really bother approaching women anymore. What they really mean is they only want the men that they want to approach them. They don't want guys like me approaching them.
True.
I'm just an average looking guy who's not tall, and if I walked up to a woman in public, 9 times out of 10, I would be rejected, but not even politely. And we can deal with polite rejection, but that's not what happens. They give off the vibe that you're creepy and they're offended, and, you know, you feel like shit for doing that. And let me tell you a story. About 18 months ago, I wanted to go see a movie, but I didn't want to go alone. And I had asked, over a period of a week, 3 different women out to see a movie. And these are women that I knew in some capacity. It wasn't just strange women in the wild. Rather than just politely rejecting me, they didn't even bother to respond. Like, just no response, even though we had chatted previously. And, you know, no response is worse than any response, even a polite rejection. Even if you just lie and say, I'm busy, I got my kids, or whatever, just no response. That's the ultimate rejection. So it's just not worth it. Women don't, they say they want to be approached, but only by the guys that they want to be approached by. And you have to have this very narrow criteria to meet that. Anything outside of that, they're going to make fun of you to their friends privately, or even worse, they're going to stick it on TikTok. So, or allude to the fact that you're creepy. So men just gave up, especially mature adult men who are in their 40s, who are successful and have their shit together. They'd rather just sit at home and be at peace. That's why no men approach women anymore in public. At least the good ones.
True.
Yes, that can be a bit tough right there when I see a lot of guys who are short or they're not the best looking guys. But I do recall a lot of those guys having success just by, you know, doing the little things like learning how to dress, take care of their body, get their finances right. And then they just go out and do a bunch of approaches. I think those are the guys who, you know, if they're looking to date like that, they need to go out and do the, you know, the 50
put in the work.
Approaches, 20 approaches a day, play that whole numbers game thing. And I've seen those guys have much success. A lot of women that they thought they wasn't going to get a chance to talk to or get to know, they did get to know them just because they did take the chance to go holler at them. So I think that's what guys like him need to do. You just got to play the numbers game, because a lot of times it does work. I have seen those guys have a lot more options. But that's all I got in this video. You guys be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about these.
Keep on making these videos, ladies. We need to make the content. We love making this content, you know, just pointing out that you ladies are just dumb sometimes, because you know exactly why men aren't approaching. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.